Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing is now very clear. That William Ruto and UDA party are keen on impeaching Rigathi Gachagua from office.
I'm reliably informed by most of our members of parliament that many of them from the UDA party have appended their signatures and are in support of that motion of impeachment. I think we will go with the majority members of the UDA party. If the majority members of the UDA party are in support of the impeachment, then the UDA party itself will also support what the members feel is in the best interest of the party and the country. And in fact, should that motion of impeachment sail through, our immediate concern then will be to eject him also as a member of the party, because then you cannot be found to be grossly incompetent, grossly undermining the constitution and national unity, and then still become a ranking member of this party. So I think if I were a parliamentarian myself, I will find sufficient ground to impeach. In following up with what Honorable Nyakundi has said, you cannot preach the gospel of ethnicity, malice, division, gospel of exclusion, gospel that tries to incite one group of people against another. He has been the most catastrophic, the most insidious in terms of dealing a very decisive blow to the unity of this country that had been carefully knit by the Hustler Nation. The Hustler Nation was about the bottom-up economic policy. It was never about regions. It was never about one person over another or blind ambition for power. It was a narrative that was hoped will uplift the masses of the country, so that a lot of us then can come into the economic bracket and avoid the culture of exclusion. What we have seen him doing is to argue for the same old policies of malice, of division, of hatred, of ethnicity, of exclusion of others. And I don't think it is proper and right to have a deputy president who is actually himself the actual threat to national unity.
Now that's Hassan Omar. Hassan Omar is the Secretary General of UDA party. Hassan Omar replaced Cleophas Malala. Cleophas Malala told the entire country that he was removed because he was perceived to be working very closely with Rigathi Gachagua. But one thing we also know is that Rigathi Gachagua is not Uhuru Kenyatta. Rigathi Gachagua is not going to be a pushover for William Samoei Arap Ruto. And Rigathi Gachagua is already pushing back those attempts to impeach him. And one of the things Rigathi Gachagua has successfully managed to do is to go to the mountain and consolidate the ground. And currently, I'm also seeing Rigathi Gachagua taking the issue to the court of public opinion. Rigathi Gachagua was in Meru today, which I'm going to analyze tomorrow. And during that tour, Rigathi Gachagua was well received. The residents received his message positively. And Rigathi Gachagua said so many things during that tour. One of them is that William Ruto is actually paying the members of parliament 5 million Kenya shillings each to append their signature to impeach him. He spoke that in vernacular. But I want you guys to listen to Rigathi Gachagua at this point, because in this video, I want us to focus on the statement that members of parliament were paid 5 million Kenya shillings to append their signature. Because remember, whenever you accuse members of parliament for bribery, it means they can easily gang up against you. The other day I was telling you that Rigathi Gachagua has only two options. Good one for him. One of them is to resign, because if you were to resign, then it means even if this case were to go ahead and impeach him, still it won't succeed because he had already resigned. Because if you were to wait for him to be impeached, then problem there. Number two, courts. He can wait for this case to impeach him, then proceed with the court proceedings like the former Embu governor did. But let us not venture into that for now. For now, let us focus on the 5 million Kenya shilling. But first of all, listen into Rigathi Gachagua earlier today.
Afike hapa Meru mwenyewe aseme. Si ndio? Afike hapa Meru aseme. Mimi nilichaguliwa na wananchi. Mimi rais aliniteua, nyinyi mkanichagua. Kama mtu ako na shida na mimi akuje kwenu. Wenye kusema ni nyinyi ama ni wale? Tukae ngumu. Tukae ngumu. Tukae ngumu. Tuomie. Mimi nimalizie nikisema kede mwere adwa itu adwa ya matito wega matito wewe idwe tu ciana cia mau ndetiguo. Na mimi nauliza mheshimiwa rais kwa heshima, usikubali kuchafua serikali yako. Usikubali kudanganywa na vijana wala wamekuzunguka ati ukuje uvukuze naibu wa rais ambaye ako na wafuasi mamilioni ya watu. Wewe rais ukikubali hiyo utakosana na watu milioni 7 ya Mount Kenya. Kweli ama uongo? Ati wanamwambia rais ati Rigathi Gachagua akifukuzwa watu ya Mlima Kenya watasahau, miaka 3 watakuwa wamesahau. Si ndio wanamdanganya? Ati hii watu ya Mount Kenya ni watu ya biashara, hata ukifukuza Gachagua uweke mwingine, baada ya miaka 3 watasahau, watakupatia kura. Ni uongo si uongo? Nyinyi kuna kitu mnaweza sahau? Mnaweza sahau? No, moriganero.
But why would Rigathi Gachagua accuse members of parliament for taking 5 million bribe to sign that petition? Before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates, and the money will be delivered instantly into M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. Why do you think Rigathi Gachagua accused William Ruto of paying or bribing MPs with 5 million Kenya shillings to append their signatures? Number one, in my view, Rigathi Gachagua is trying to incite the residents of the Mount Kenya, because Rigathi Gachagua is Murima, the residents of Mount Kenya, against their members of parliament. If you paid very close attention to that clip, Rigathi Gachagua was very clear that he was elected, and that those members of parliament are saying that you remove Rigathi, then within 3 years they shall have forgotten. That's incitement. So Rigathi Gachagua is literally inciting the residents against the members of parliament. That these government MPs, because right now I think Nani was saying the Didimas Baraza was very clear that they had collected, was it 267 signatures. So it's now emerging from Rigathi Gachagua that those people who appended their signatures there, some of them did not append. They were actually paid to append their signatures. So it's literally inciting, particularly the members of parliament. Remember, for the members of parliament from the mountain, those who are against Rigathi Gachagua, they have only one option. They must ensure that Rigathi Gachagua is impeached successfully. But even if Rigathi Gachagua is going to be impeached, the reaction from the ground might actually shock them. But if Rigathi Gachagua will not be impeached, Rigathi Gachagua will go to the ground and they'll go home. So I think Rigathi is keen on inciting the residents. Number two, Rigathi Gachagua is also telling Kenyans that the face behind this impeachment is none other than William Ruto. And as a Kenyan, I don't know whether the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is important to me or whether it's important to you. If it were me, I'd have loved both of them to leave. Because for William Ruto, he has failed as the president of the Republic of Kenya. For Rigathi Gachagua, he has also failed as the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua is now Mount Kenya kingpin. But we are talking of Kenya. They have both failed. So in my view, Rigathi is telling you guys that this petition, the person behind it is none other than the president himself, because that's why he's talking about the bribe. Number three, Rigathi is also trying to play the sympathy card. You know, he's saying, oh, I delivered, I fought Uhuru. You know, now you're paying people to fight me. Why can't you just let me finish the term with you? Sympathy. He's playing victim. Yeah. He's appearing as if he's a victim here. Someone who's just being pushed out for no reason. So for me, that sympathy is going to work. If elections were to be held today in the mountain, remember there was a burial in Russia in Nyeri yesterday. How many governors from the mountain attended? How many MPs attended? How many cabinet secretaries attended? Because that was a serious thing. No cabinet secretary. Ruto, in an ordinary circumstance, would have been there. But because the ground is hostile, Rigathi has played victim card. The residents are now sympathizing with him. And lastly, Rigathi is also trying to raise the questions about the numbers. You know, I've always told you that politics is a game of numbers, whether real or perceived. So you are saying that 264 members of parliament have appended their signatures. How many were paid to append their signatures? Do they have the authority from their representative, the people who elected them, to go and represent them? So Rigathi is very clear there that he's raising some questions about the numbers. I don't know what you think. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.